All right. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Shoesters. How are you?
Paul,
We are
good.
great.
Good. Happy sales day. Sales meeting
Happy
day.
Veterans Day
Happy
to all of
Veterans,
our
yes.
veterans out there. Thank you for your service, and thank you to your family members and your friends who have served as well. So it's weird to have Veterans Day on a Wednesday. I always feel like it normally falls closer to the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was on Monday, so
But
I was confused.
yeah, it's a specific date. So
Yeah.
there we go.
And happy birthday to you Marines. That was yesterday, Semper Fi. My family, bunch of Marines. So I do know that was
Yeah.
their birthday, I think 245 years. Oops.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's pretty cool. Couple shout outs. Good morning, Norvin. Good morning, Karina. Good morning, Rocio. Rocio says, good morning, all caps. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Irene. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's great to have you online. I can't believe we're only a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I was just
Wow.
texting with Will Davis, and they're expecting their second child the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're excited. How we doing? We got some people on here. I'm not getting anything on my news feed. So
Good morning, Aluz. Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Gina and Skip. Good morning, Erica. Happy Wednesday back to you. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Dominic. So yeah, we've got quite a few people. Good morning, Amy.
there you go. That's better.
Well, I'm excited. You guys are joining us for our final sales meeting of the year.
Yes, we don't do a meeting in December because December just gets
A little hectic.
hectic with everything going
Everybody
on.
has a lot of commitments,
Yep.
and I know things look a little differently this year. Unfortunately, we are not doing our holiday party in light of the pandemic. There's no way that we can safely hold that. So yeah, wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, yeah,
Next
but
year.
it is what it is.
It is.
And so we've got the perfect
quote.
quote here. Yeah. So in the rush to return to normal, which yes, we all
Are rushing.
are rushing. We want normal, definitely. Use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. By Dave Hollis. I think
like
that's
that.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we'd all agree the normal that we're all really missing is the getting together.
Mhm.
I mean, that is, I mean, we're not having Thanksgiving at my house, which it's my favorite holiday. I love cooking, which I still cook
Mhm.
for the two of us, but
We have some elderly parents, and
they're out of state, so it's not like it's easy for them to get
Mhm.
here, and yeah, so that's a disappointment. But there are some things that I think we all did in the past that maybe we're going, I don't need to get back to.
Mhm.
We've learned a new way of doing business, maybe. Maybe there's
Or things that we were able to shed that we do not need to reintegrate.
yeah,
The kryptonites.
the kryptonites. Yeah, maybe you put some kryptonites back into your life
that you need to
get
work
rid of.
on.
We'll talk about that a little
Yeah,
later.
yeah, we might have a few of those.
But yeah, I think there's some things that we've learned that we can do without that we
Mhm.
really don't need in our lives. So anyway, I think that's a nice quote to ponder on.
Yes.
But yes, the normal that I'm missing is I can't wait to do a sales meeting
And see
in
you guys.
person, our lunches, our
Yeah,
classes.
just the social events, the camaraderie of getting together.
Yeah.
The classes feel different online, and we all appreciate you guys participating because you got to do what you got to do in today's environment. But yeah, we miss that human contact as much as you guys do. So.
But we will be using Zoom for
Yeah.
classes, and I think it's working really good with Buffini. I mean, I've never been able to have 15 people in Buffini at the same time. It's usually too many people, and the way that it was done, we watched the video together, and then we kind of talk, and it really shortened the amount of interaction. Well, now we're doing Pathway to Mastery. You watch the video on your own, and then we talk.
Get
So
an
we have a full
entire
hour together, and you don't have to drive somewhere. We had snow a few days ago, so
Yeah.
there are some things that are working out better.
Yeah. And thank you guys for your feedback, because you are communicating to us, hey, we really like these online classes because I can fit it into my schedule. I'm not spending 45 minutes in the car getting to the office, leaving the office. It works with my schedule. So yeah, we are getting some really positive feedback. So that's great. Thank you guys for that.
So some things we'll go back to, some things we
things
won't, some will just hybrid.
Exactly. So,
Excellent. Anyway,
all right.
Paul found that quote.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Paul.
thank you, Paul. I think that's
Great way to start the
that was
day.
a really good one. We'd like to do our welcome to our new agents. And of course, you don't know, you're new if you're on here, but we normally give you a little e-pin, a little equity pin. We'll mail that to you. Practice being safe, social distancing, but normally we'd hand that to you, have it walk up, and you would actually even introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm Tim, just joined, I'm brand new to the industry or came from another company. So if you are one of our new agents, we've got Janet Moore, Rick Kocher, Justin Dahl, and Kelly Mitchell, who are all referred to the company by Tony, Eric, Tia, and Vance.
Thank you.
Vance and Pam will put those two together. Thank you very much. But if you are someone new to the company and you're online, type in, say hello.
Say hello
say
in the
I'm happy to
comment
be
section.
here, and go ahead and say I'm brand new, or I came over from this company or that company or whatever. We didn't have Liliana in there. I guess she wasn't referred. Liliana had worked with us in the past, went somewhere else, and is back. We're happy to have Liliana. She's a great gal. So you can say hi to Liliana if you're online right now. So anyway, welcome to the company, everyone.
Yeah.
So
Diving in.
Season of Hope. Yeah. And the reason I put this up here is take away the COVID world. This has always been the season of hope. We've got Thanksgiving coming up. We've got multiple holidays in December for many different types of religions that just makes you get excited about, one, the winter, and new beginnings, because then you know that the new year's coming. And so you just kind of get excited about
fresh start.
Yeah. Even if this was a great year, regardless of what you just had, we're optimistic. We're always looking for a even better year, and an even more hopeful year. And so I thought I'd put this in here, and we're going to go through some tips on let's do something with this season of hope. So you're in this excitement, you're looking forward to things. Let's not wait till the new year to actually implement. Let's start thinking of what can I do to make sure that I do have an even more exciting, an even better, whatever that means to you, a more successful year. And you're the ones who are going to, quantify what's that mean. What's success mean to you? More time with the family, more income, higher number of sales, higher volume, more time to spend in your leisure and your activities. You've got to figure those out. But we're here to help you with your real estate business.
So maybe it should be the business tips.
Business tips
for a successful and prosperous 2021.
So yeah, don't let the season of hope just go and enjoy and have fun and not be prepared for the new year. Otherwise, your first quarter will just go out the door because you weren't really ready for it, and you kind of get behind the gun. And I think we have many agents, ourselves included, who have done that through the years. Your first quarter is not the best quarter because you're kind of getting ready for the quarter during the quarter. Yeah. So ramp up now. Be prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing before we dive into these tips, I was listening to a Brian Buffini podcast, and if you guys haven't subscribed to the Brian Buffini podcast, they're free. Just go to your app on your phone, or you can actually Google Brian Buffini podcast, and he's got an entire website that he uploads them to. I was listening to the Quantum Leap. It's a really good one. And he was saying, it was kind of outside of the COVID context, but the way I digested it was, this year may have been a great year for you. Maybe there was a lot of nice things that you were able to do. Maybe this wasn't the best year because of the pandemic. Maybe there were a few things that you weren't expecting. And one of his recommendations to the audience was Write down all the accomplishments that you have had, not just in 2020, but in your life. So if you're feeling just a little bit down or, oh, I don't know how hopeful I feel about 2021, take a moment just to reflect back on what has gotten to where you are and all the things that you are proud that you've accomplished. And I thought, and he says, put them in writing. They need to be in writing. And I thought, that is one list that I do not have, my most proud accomplishments.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. And put it in writing.
Put it in writing.
Goals, put them in writing. It's so often that is what validates your thoughts, is by putting it in writing.
Yeah. And I know so many of you guys do your daily gratitudes, and I love those as well. Writing down the 3 things that you're grateful for each day, just to kind of catapult you through to the next day. So I thought that paralleled with Season of Hope.
Yeah, I like that. Very good. Very good.
All right, so let's dive into our top 10.
Top 10. So tip number 1.
This is my favorite of all the tips, and that's why I put it first.
Great. Then you run with it.
So tip number 1, we have talked to you guys quite a bit about Brian Johnson and the Optimize.me. We've held the master classes, which utilize his educational platforms, the 1-hour classes that teach you about habits, that teach you about algorithms, that teach you about nutrition, that teach you about just having a good life, not specific to real estate, but just being a well-rounded, healthy individual. Our recommendation to you is, instead of waiting for us to pass that information through to you, join yourself. We've been members of Brian Johnson for what, 3 years now?
3, yeah.
And we've paid the annual fee of $95.88. He just he's got a discounted rate for a lifetime membership of $250. You can be a lifetime member. But he's got so many great classes. I love his +1s, which I know we've talked to you guys about. They're just the little 3 to 4 minute snippets that you listen to every single day. Just that little positive, what can you do today piece that you can listen to in the car, you can listen to while you're making breakfast. I mean, they're so easy to get in. If you're reading more this year, because you
want to be reading more,
I love he calls them philosopher notes. I call them cliff notes. Yeah. He will take a book and boil it down to the top things out of that book. And it's a 15 to 20 minute audio recording that you can listen to. He also has it printed if you like to read things. But I love that you can, go through and get a ton of books under your belt by listening to his philosopher notes. And it encourages you then to want to pick up the book and actually read the full book. So anything you want to add to that? I know the master classes have just been
the master classes are amazing
for us and for many of you.
And this isn't real estate specific. So those of you that have done our classes that we've taught, this is about life. Okay. And it's about optimizing, being the best version of yourself. And whether that's in your sports, in your business, in your relationships, health. So this is all encompassing, and I can't overemphasize how awesome this site is and what he has put together in his
and how
classes.
Inexpensive it is for what you get.
Yeah, I'm amazed that not everyone has. It's $90 a year. I mean, we just paid he just opened this up for lifetime for $250. We're like, done. 250. I never have to worry about paying him again. He's going to keep doing this. He's been doing this for many years. It just keeps getting better and better. But again, it's, you can see food fix. So there's stuff about nutrition, digital minimalism, which I'm thinking some of those things that we might not go back to the old norm. Some of it is, I've seen a lot of people say, you know what, I'm putting down my social media on my phone. I'm trying to connect with more and more people. So Good They Can't Ignore You.
Yeah, I just listened to So Good They Can't Ignore You. It is so powerful. And Cal Newport is the author of this one. And he actually has a master class that he has taught in this series that Brian has online that you can listen to. But So Good They Can't Ignore You. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. But again, not business specific, even though there are a lot of business oriented books in here. It's just all life encompassing. So that is our tip number 1. for a successful and prosperous 2021, go ahead and hop on Brian Johnson this week and get that membership purchased and start diving in, because
I know we don't have a coupon code for you.
No, we
Someone's going to
don't.
have, we're not affiliated other
No.
than we enjoy this, and it's helped our own personal lives and our professional lives all around. So it's just our tip.
Yeah.
No coupon code. From
No
us.
coupon code, sorry. We are not a spokesperson
We are
for
not
Brian
spokespeople.
Johnson.
No.
Maybe I should have said that in the beginning. All right, so tip number 2, we want you guys to download the Breakthrough Broker Success Plan from Elevate. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you know how to get to where you're going when you don't even know where you're going? You've
Totally.
got to have goals. And I know you hear, oh, goals. I don't want a goal set. I don't want to.
How about a plan? Just a
Just
plan.
have a
We won't call it a
plan.
goal. We'll call it a,
Just have a
what's your,
plan.
look at that.
Success
Breakthrough
plan.
Broker Success Plan helps you start thinking about what is it that you want, and what are you working towards, and where have you been, and how are you going to get to where you want to go. And this is definitely more easy for those who've been in the business
At least
over a year,
Yeah.
because you've got a past to look at. Oh, I did 4 deals last year. What did I do to get those 4 deals?
Yeah.
Or I did 20 deals last year. What did I do? And I want to get to 40, or I want to go forward to 10, wherever it is. Start figuring this stuff out and use as much of this as you want, determining your cost of living, how much do you really want to make? This, that's important.
Yeah.
What do you want to earn? And don't forget about Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
So
Calculating out taxes, and then it helps you break down how many transactions do I need in a year. Say your goal is 10. Okay, great. Now you can break it down to every quarter. Okay, every quarter I need to do this amount of business. What activities do I have to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis in order to get to that goal? So I love the success plan.
And it should be done every year. I mean, you guys
Every
are
year.
all in business. We're in business. You're in business. We're all small businesses. What business doesn't put together some kind of a plan? It might not be extremely comprehensive. You don't have to go crazy with Excel spreadsheet, but you need something. You need some kind of a plan. Otherwise, you're just going through the motions and you don't really know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So
that is our tip
on
number 2.
Elevate,
Under the
marketing. So that's under our marketing systems, Breakthrough Broker.
And then if we send out this presentation in a recap email, we've got it linked in through the presentation. So
we'll have it at least on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll make sure you have access. So my goal for you is to complete this by December 15th. Don't wait until January or February, because you want to put this success plan into action as of January 1st. So get this thing done. I've given you guys more than enough time. That's 4 weeks. It really takes 15 minutes to do this. Don't overthink it. Just sit down, do it.
Yeah, don't forget season of hope right now.
Yes.
Everything we're talking about is
in advance.
Use our excitement, our downtime for those that might be a little slower, because we are entering the holiday season. Use this time to be prepped, to be guns blazing.
Organized and ready to go. All right, so while we're getting organized and while we're downloading things, we're also going to download the Breakthrough Broker Marketing Action Plan. And I give you an extra couple days to fill this one out. So December 18th, I love this action plan. It helps you identify your brand, your image, what you want your clients to see you as. And then it's going to help you break down your marketing into bite-sized pieces so that you know what you need to do every single month. So you've got long-term goals, short-term goals. But part 2, knowing your brand message. Circle the descriptive words that best align with your brand.
This is
I love this.
I know many of you have not done something like this. Okay, most of us were not in business prior to being in real estate. Most of us probably worked for someone who was in business, and that person did this, and you just followed along. They had a mission statement, they had the brand, you now have your own mission statement, your own brand, your own, what are you? So yeah, marketing action plan, totally different than your goals.
Yes. What do my clients appreciate about me most?
And this is going to be,
this will take time.
This would take time.
Yeah, this you will need to set an hour, probably an hour aside to sit down and go through. What is my brand message? what worked. We're really big in tracking, you guys.
Yeah.
And we
those
love
who are in Pathway to Mastery, paid
right now.
producers, you know, I harp on tracking, and we've only, what, week 3 of Pathway. We've already got people going, you know what, I looked at some things that I've been doing and where we've been spending our money, and wow, we really haven't gotten that much from this. We need to put our time and energy and monies into this. So you got to track it. You got to track it to know.
Yep, exactly. So we want you to start tracking everything that you're doing as far as marketing activities that are working and not working. And it can take 6 months to even a year to determine whether something is working.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can't just jump from one thing to the, you got to give it a good shot.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly. And then you can put together a budget, which I love. And then it breaks down every single month of the year so that you can write down your goals, you can write down your marketing tasks and what you're going to do. That way you stay organized and you don't get to the month of March and go, oh, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do. And that takes you until July to plan your next marketing activity.
Yeah.
So
it's work.
it is work.
It's work.
But prep now, reap the rewards later.
I just want to give a shout out. I'm not going to give the names, but I looked at our top 20 agents here the other day, and every single one of them started with us.
Brand new.
Brand new. Maybe 1 or 2 came from another company, but they had only been in the business like 6 months. So pretty much brand new, not doing hardly anything. And we're going from maybe someone who's been with us for 8 years, 9 years, to people who've been with us maybe 4 or 5. So I consider that newer to the business. 10 years, yeah, I won't call you a veteran, but
you're seasoned.
You're seasoned.
Yeah.
You're seasoned. 5 years, you're still pretty new. These people are earning a minimum $200,000 to almost $500,000 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
What other industry can you get into and within 5 to 10 years be earning $250,000 to $500,000 a year? And
setting your own schedule.
And I know these people, and I know that they plan. I know that they know who they are, what their marketing is. I know they've done the hard work, which this is.
Mm-hmm.
But you do this and look where you can be in 3, 5, 10 years, which really, I mean, these are incomes that highly paid attorneys, doctors who went to, years of school. You guys are providing a value, but you got to do the hard work, which is knowing what it is that you do.
Yeah. And even if your definition of success is, I want the income that I make in my real estate industry to pay for my kids' college or to pay for our annual vacations, you don't have to be earning $250,000 to $500,000. The sky is the limit. And that's the one thing I love about the real estate industry is you can do as much or as little as you want based upon what your personal goals are.
But you got to know what you want.
But you got to know what you want, whether you're in that category of, I just want to sell this many homes or I want to sell this many homes. You got to know what you want and you got to define that.
Yeah. And your goals change.
Yeah,
I know several people who that is what they wanted. They wanted to pay for their kids to go to school. They wanted to buy a car and make a nice little living. Well, 5, 8 years later, they're like, you know what? I want to do, they change. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm not putting any limits on you, but I just want to let you know the sky is the limit. Yeah. You truly can, but you got to work. You got to work and plan.
Yep. All right. So tip number 4, create your 2021 marketing campaign.
Oh yeah, actually got to do the stuff that you're going to.
Yes. If you're going to do your marketing plan, then let's roll out your campaign and let's take the time, even if you don't want to plan the entire year, do a 6-month chunk. So you know what you're sending in January, what you're sending in February, March, April, May, and June. We've got a couple examples here. The equity newsletter, let's go ahead and pop a couple of these open just so you guys can see them. Equity newsletter, this is actually put together by our corporate office. You can download it from the Marketing Center on Elevate. It's pre-templated, yet you can customize it with photo, your phone number, and it's really clever. I like this. We've used this newsletter and people love doing the trivia. We've done trivia games where, the first 4 people to call me with the correct answers in the trivia will get a gift card or get coffee. So yeah, this is easy for you just to download. Again, don't overthink it. Don't tweak it. Just get it in the mail. We talk often about just listed, just sold postcards. We love showing success. And I think it's really important to show success. So whether you've had a couple of sales that occurred over the summer, or the fall, go ahead and put together a postcard. It doesn't matter if these were 2 or 3 months ago. If you don't have any listings or any other sales, that's the value of the DTC office. You can ask permission to promote other people's properties to your sphere. So leverage the power of the group.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the market's been hot, so some people are like, do I want to send out a just listed? Do I want to send out a just sold?
Because the home's already sold by the time I send the postcard.
Do it. Showing success to your sphere is so important. So go ahead and send out just listed. And then 3 weeks later, send out just, get caught back up. If you haven't been, don't start, well, on my next listing. No. Do the ones retroactive. This isn't saying that this is currently for sale. Just get them out there. Get them to your sphere. Use Color Productive. I online, our print marketing tab. If you got to call Troy, if it's too complicated online, he's got the beautiful big
luxury.
I'll have Paul show those to you. I mean, if you've got one in your office there, Paul.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. I mean, this is your marketing. You want people to see that you are doing high luxury marketing, not necessarily listings. It doesn't have to be $1 million listing to have a beautiful flyer, postcard.
Exactly.
So take the time and do it. I know it's just, I forgot to do it. It's okay. Catch up.
Yep. And put it on your calendar that the 15th of every month, you're going to plan what your next marketing piece is going to be. I also have the 10 deadly mistakes buyers make when purchasing a home. This is a Brian Buffini product. And so this is an item of value that you can send out to your sphere. Whether they are buying or not is not the point, because they most likely know someone who will be buying. So one, it's going to trigger, and two, they may pass that along to someone who can utilize it.
Where can they get this?
So this one I don't actually have up on Elevate. That is through brianbuffini.com. So they can get it through the presentation. But we'll try and get that up on Elevate.
Which one are you gonna do? Sorry.
I don't think we're on to that one quite yet. I think the other thing that I had on the presentation, just so I stay on track, is we talked a little bit about the Home by Design magazine in a recent Tuesday talk. Home by Design magazine I love, because if you are like us and you get very, very busy and you forget to send out your marketing pieces, these go out like clockwork every other month. And if you don't write custom content, they create it for you. So literally they just put in your photo, your phone number, beautiful magazine, and it gets shipped straight to your clients. So talk about taking out the guesswork.
We've got a great YouTube on that whole thing.
Yeah. So we spent a half hour discussing the pros of this magazine. So if you want something that is just a system that is foolproof and you don't want to worry about newsletters and stamping and addressing, and magazine is your ticket.
It's still, we should get paid to promote that.
I know.
Because
you'd think we
it is our favorite
stock
thing.
Or something in
Maybe
it.
we can. Maybe we can buy into it.
Buy into it.
I just gotta say, Erica, you caught the Office Kevin chili
recipe.
The chili recipe.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
All right, so that's tip number 4. Cruising on to tip number 5. This is my other favorite piece. You guys, I use this every single day. If you walked into my office right now with the phone and you looked at my desk, you will find my moving forward daily to-do list. What I do, I print out 6 copies on Sunday night. Sunday night, I make my list of tasks for Monday morning. My day starts the night before. So I've got these boxes broken down into ideas for later. What lines am I putting in the water? What tasks don't produce income, so I need to do them quickly? The things I have to do that I don't want to do, that's the box I start with first. Get it done while your energy's high. And my day isn't finished until these items are done, like the priority items. I may only put 1 or 2 things in each of these boxes, because that's realistically all I'm
What lines will you put in the water today?
Yep.
What's that mean?
That's your prospecting. Who are you going to call? Who are you going to write a note card to? That's not, I have to go to an inspection or I need to call the plumber. Or, no. What marketing?
Lines are fishing.
Fishing.
Fishing lines.
How are you fishing
How are
today?
you generating leads? That is what we do. Generate leads.
So print 6 of these out Sunday night, pull your first one out Sunday night, make your list for Monday. Monday, when you are winding down for the day, make your list for Tuesday. So all you have to do is go to your desk in the morning and say, this is what I got to do. This is what needs to be done. Friday, I make my list for Saturday and Sunday. That's why I have you print 6, not 7, because you don't need one for Saturday and one for Sunday. You get a day off. So that's how I do it. It's worked great for me.
I'm going to walk into her office and she does this.
I do it
religiously.
Yeah. It works well.
I'm more of an online kind of guy. I've got apps. So if you're an app type of person, hit me up. I'll let you know what kind of apps I use to stay organized and moving forward. Move forward is the top though.
And it says daily success plan. Are you seeing the theme?
Yeah.
Success. Consistency is so important. So
that was tip 5.
Tip number 6. I love this new checklist. It's things to do when there's downtime. I actually wanted to put in parentheses the COVID edition because there's some virtual options on here. Right now, we're not able to do everything we would want to do normally. But my recommendation to you is pick 2 items from this list to complete each week and time block these on your calendar so you know when you're going to do them. So for example, check in with past clients and sphere of influence. Easy, we do that already. Send handwritten notes. We should be doing. Here's our COVID edition. Schedule virtual happy hours. If you can't be doing things in person, at least get together and make a book club, make a wine club, do a virtual happy hour for something with your girlfriends, with your guy friends.
And don't overthink it. No. Don't overthink it. How many people do I need? Do I need to have a game figured out?
No.
Just get together.
How are you guys doing?
I don't care if it's 3 people or 10 people. How are you doing? It's just something to schedule.
Yep. The more basic things, updating your mailing address, updating emails and addresses, but review your business plan, review your marketing plan. You're going to be doing some of these things already based upon the other tips we've given you. Some of the newer ones, update your Facebook business page, learn how to use Instagram stories. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Some people may. Add an about me video to your LinkedIn profile.
Ooh, I didn't even know you could do video on LinkedIn. Paul, we need to work on this.
Verify your business with Google. Create a Facebook group for your community. I love this. Host a live Q&A session on Facebook Live.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm going live today. I'm going to be educating you on real estate. Put your questions in the comment section and then bring a topic in case you don't get questions. You can keep that interaction.
Yep.
Send a virtual thinking of you gifts. Host a what do you need to know webinar. You guys have so much ammunition of fun things that you can be doing from home.
These are great. Yeah, these are good. And Liliana, yes, get your holiday cards. I mean,
yes,
perfect. And if you made those more personal than just, sending them out, you actually put a little note in.
Little handwritten note inside.
You got time. You got time to do that, and you'll get even more bang for your buck in building that relationship. I'm not talking about bang for buck at getting more business.
No.
Bang for your buck at letting people know that you're thinking about them.
Exactly.
That's the bang for
And
your
then
buck.
the other thing that I am seeing people do that's a little more creative, instead of holiday cards in the month of December, they either send out a Thanksgiving card, because there'll be one of very few that hit the mail for that,
right?
Or a New Year's card. I love that. So after the hype of the holidays, week of January, we're all like, oh, the holidays are over, taking down the decorations. It's kind of like that week, and you get a New Year's card in the mail. That's really fun too.
I like that.
So, and the last thing I want to point out before we move on to the next tips, attend other virtual open houses. I love that one.
That's good.
Learn how to host a virtual open house
by
attending others. And then my favorite out of actually all these is go for a walk. Get outside. So there you go.
Great list. If you don't know what to do, there's so much you can be doing.
Yeah. So pick 2 of these a week, and then you'll have plenty to keep you busy. All right, tip number 7. Do you want to run with this one since I've been talking the whole time?
Yeah, I love it. I like it when you're talking.
Oh.
Fun. No, download the Trusted Providers worksheet and customize it. I mean, this has been a great tool that we have at Equity. I mean, we've got online the vendor page.
Yeah, and for
several
those
years
of you
ago that, oh yeah,
that don't know the vendor page, it's on Facebook under the files tab.
Yeah,
and we
files.
update it probably once a month.
yeah. And that thing has gotten huge. So you might not be sending that out to people
No.
anymore. But if you need some trusted advisors, go to that, grab some and use it. But if you go to the link and you'll see that there's a template that you can use. Again, this is under our marketing page on Elevate. Fill in the blanks, get a home warranty, movers, carpet cleaning, and put that together and send that out to your sphere of influence.
Yeah, we did
People
this several
love
years
this.
ago and included a cover letter that just said, hey, and in today's environment, I know you're spending a little more time at home and taxing out your systems. If you need any recommended providers, I want to be a valuable resource to connect you. Here are my preferred providers or my trusted providers. That's it.
Yeah.
People hang this on the refrigerator.
People want referrals. People want to know who to use. You know, we still don't go to Angie's List. We first go to our trusted friends and family members.
Uh-huh.
And if nobody knows somebody, then we go to Angie's List. The first thing we do is, who do you know? I want to know. Who have you used?
And then if you don't have partners with some of these individuals, it's a perfect opportunity for you to reach out to people on the vendor list and say, hey, I work at Equity Colorado. Your name appears on the vendor list. I wanted to call and introduce myself and let you know that I'm going to be sending your name out to my trusted clients, my sphere, my friends and family. And when you get a phone call, if you would take excellent care of them, I'd really appreciate it. And start building that network of people that you know, like, and trust that may someday down the road need your assistance as well. Trusted providers. I love that worksheet.
Yeah. Couple questions. So Norvin, I think I probably answered it. There's time delay by the time you text probably. But yeah, this is under Elevate under our marketing tab. So it's our breakthrough broker page. Vicky, do we need at least 3? If it's a RESPA compliant vendor, so mortgage, title, then yes, 3 would be a good thing to do. You don't have to do, if it's non-RESPA, painters or anything like plumbers.
HVAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can make this document multiple pages long. Like you could create 2 of these and put them together if you need more room.
Yeah, so it's only got, just because it has a space for 1 doesn't mean that you can't have 3 painters. You got 3 great painters, or
put them all on there.
Put them all on there. I mean, more the better. People like to, you know, people get busy. They might not be able to get in touch with someone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But yeah, it is not a requirement.
Yeah, but yeah, RESPA. If it's a RESPA person, which is a settlement service provider, give 2, 3, 4, more than 1, just to be safe. Yep.
Good question. Were there any others that we missed?
That was the one that I saw.
Okay, awesome. All right, so a lot of you are working with buyers right now. Download and customize the Equity Colorado Buyers Packet. Again, Elevate Marketing tab. This is on our Breakthrough Broker site. I love this buyer packet for many reasons. It's really easy to customize. This is how it auto-populated on its own. I literally loaded up the page and this is what it designed. I did not tweak anything at all. But I love these general questions. It gives you guidance on what to ask your clients to really get to the root of what they're looking for and help narrow things down. It breaks it down into pricing and financing, your new home, all these little things that you may not think about, but it makes you look really, really organized. Real estate terminology. We loosely throw around RESPA and people go, I just got my license. What is RESPA?
Yeah, RESPA and CAR and DORA and
yeah, REColorado and APR and closing costs and commissions. Don't assume that your buyers, even if they've bought and sold multiple homes, actually know what this terminology means. Because if you do something every 3 to 5 years, you're not an expert. You forget. Yeah. So be the advisor to make sure that they're understanding everything. Benefits of home ownership. I think it's really important to be able to point that out. The next item is the home buying wheel. I love this, to actually go through a buyer presentation with your clients, whether it's virtually or in a park, and talk about the different steps so that they know what expectations are and what comes next. And then the house hunting checklist. This is something that you print off and give to them so that as they're walking through the home, they can take notes on what they liked and what they didn't like. Because if your clients are like mine, which are just people in general, they will walk into 4 homes. I usually don't show more than 5 at a time, but they'll walk into 4 or 5 homes, and on the last one they say, do you remember if the first one had?
Happens all the time. What color is the carpet?
I don't
Did
remember.
that have stainless steel or was it black
How
appliances?
big was the backyard? Did the garage have alley access, or was it visible from the street? They won't remember. So print this off, and give this to your clients.
And some of you might be going, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about the other. We have so many tools for you guys. And so that's why you need a plan. And then you need to start downloading and you need to start executing and putting this stuff into your plan. And you don't just print one of these out. You print multiple of these out and you put them in one of our equity folders. And you have 3 of those things sitting in the back seat of your car or sitting on your desk. So when you have a client, you can be ready to go. You don't have to, oh, I was gonna, and then I didn't end up doing it. And we sat down for coffee and I didn't know what I was gonna say. And every time it should just be the same thing, a nice organized plan. You got this, you look so well put together. So again, Liliana, this is everything we're showing you
is on Elevate.
You go to Elevate.
And then on the main screen, there is a marketing button, and you click the marketing button.
And at the end of this, I'll jump in there real quick
demo.
and show, but we have a class again on our YouTube channel that goes over all of this.
The other thing I want to piggyback on this is being very aware of how you can adapt to today's virtual world. And for example, if you have a buyer consultation that you're going to set up on Zoom, you have new buyers that were just referred to you, you want to do your buyer presentation and your consultation, mail this buyer packet to them. So set up your appointment 2 days out and mail this packet to them and let them know we're going to go through this packet together. So if you aren't able to meet in person, there's still ways you can get this in the hands of your buyers and just really show that you have the utmost professionalism. Tip number 9, download the Breakthrough Broker Accounting Workbook. It is so comprehensive. It has like 7 or 8 tabs that help you track your income, your expenses, your transactions, because what's going to happen? You're going to do all these marketing activities and you're not going to know how much you spent, what worked, what you want to continue with, unless you're actually tracking it. And this spreadsheet is a great way to do that.
Yeah, I actually had it open, but it's a big file. And so we're going to skip showing it to you live. But again, getting organized is really key, guys. And just open this stuff and see all the stuff that we have available for you.
And it's in an Excel format or what's the Mac version? Why can't I think?
Oh, do they have it in the Mac version too?
It's also in the Mac version.
Okay, and I opened up the wrong one because I opened up Excel and it didn't kind of look.
And it already has formulas in it. So if you're not a formula person, you don't know how to do that kind of stuff, it's already templated. So all you have to do is plug in numbers and it adds and subtracts. And yeah, it's really great. So
cool.
Download that one. All right. Final tip, tip number 10. Every single year, there is an annual commission update course. Do not wait till November to take that course. For your prosperous 2021, I want you taking the 2021 annual commission update course before the end of February.
So please listen to us again, because even Paul said, well, don't we want to write 2020? Because we know there are some of you that haven't taken this year's yet.
Of course.
So we're not talking about those of you who haven't done it yet, you're behind.
Yes.
For next year,
get
this done before February so you know what you're supposed to know for the year.
Yes.
And we're all guilty of having waited to the last minute. And really, the best way for me to have combated that in the last 5 years is I teach it, which means I have to learn it and then I have to teach it to you guys. So that's kept me accountable to having this knocked out by January because I'm teaching the darn thing.
Exactly.
But we've all waited till like October, November, and that's not good.
Yeah.
You really want to know what you need to know now.
Exactly. So we don't have a list of dates for those classes yet. They're not up, but Smedra's been doing virtual classes. DMAR's been doing virtual classes. We toyed around with Equity doing one. So we'll see if we can get that up and off the ground. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunities in January and February to get that knocked out. So you start the year off on the right foot. So there's my 10 tips.
10 tips to take advantage of this season of hope right now and to go into 2021 ready, feeling good, being organized, knowing what you're going to do, and having a plan. And I think I know it will be the best year ever for you. And again, whatever that means to you, whether it's more time with family, friends,
Yep.
activities, more business, you'll be more efficient, more effective, and you won't have those nights where you just wake up going, what am I doing? Because
Exactly.
you're going to have the plan.
Yep.
So
Be the best you can be.
Yes. Back to tip number 1, join
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson's Optimize Me.
Yes.
So we're going to jump.
We can jump to Amir and then we'll come
Let's jump
back
to Amir.
to contract changes because I've only got about 10 minutes worth of contract changes.
Okay, but we've got Amir here now. So there, we'll jump to that. And I'm going to bring Amir in
For a mortgage industry
for a
update.
mortgage industry update. There we go. Amir, good morning. Good to see you.
I think he's
Oh,
muted.
I got you muted. Sorry about that.
There we go.
We got
Good
you.
morning. How
Good
are you?
morning. We're good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, good to see you.
So, yeah, same. I wish it could be in person, but it is what it is. We'll see how long this goes. Just have a couple hopefully helpful items of business today for everybody who's watching. I think I still get the most questions on what's happening with interest rates, especially with the election happening or supposedly over. I guess it depends who you ask, but in the eyes of most investors, if you didn't watch my Monday morning mortgage minutes, the election is seemingly over for most investors. So the uncertainty surrounding the election is really not having a lot of impact on rates like it was last week. So there's really 3 primary drivers for mortgage rates right now. And that's basically your typical macroeconomic data. Stuff like that gets released, every week. Big news stories. Today, the bar for what is considered a big news story is very high. So it has to be pretty huge, along the lines of like a meteor hitting a major city or something like that.
We don't want that.
So it has to be pretty huge news story to move the bar these days. And then of course, the pandemic, vaccine news, things like that, anything pandemic related that's considered newsworthy is going to move the needle as well. But we're really kind of past the election. Going back to kind of the first point I made with macroeconomic data, Fed updates, things like that are going to drive rates. But all of that being said, we still expect rates to remain similar to what they've been, really over the past several months. And we expect that to continue through the end of the year and well into the beginning of next year. So, quick rate update. The next thing I want to talk about is conforming loan limits. The conforming loan limits and the new conforming loan limits are going to be released by the Federal Housing Finance Authority in a couple weeks here. Every year, I like to take a guess as to what those will be. Partly just because I'm kind of a math nerd and it's kind of fun to guess at what that's going to how that's going to change. So I am going to post my official guess as to what those new limits will be and how confident I am in that guess on this upcoming Monday morning mortgage minutes. So what I do is I go and I pull house price index data from the FHFA and I do a statistical analysis. And if you are somebody who knows a little bit about math, it's just a linear regression analysis to kind of get a guess as to what those limits will be. So it's kind of fun. You can watch, we can see how close I get, and it's just kind of entertaining if nothing else. But the conforming loan limits, and that limit that I'm going to guess as to what it will be is incredibly influential in your business as an agent, whether you know that or not. And I'll detail why that's important a little bit in that video and subsequent videos. But in a nutshell, it really kind of determines whether your buyer may have to use a jumbo loan or not. And with the pandemic, that is a big deal now, and it's a bigger deal now than it really ever has been. The jumbo loan market has been flopping around all over the place. And, especially these last few months, and really since March of 2020, the guidelines, the down payment amounts, all of those things, turn times, all of that stuff is vastly different amongst different jumbo lenders. So to fit somebody into a conforming loan limit box is a big deal. And when those limits increase, it gives everybody better opportunity to buy a home, to help their buyer get a better loan, to have a faster turn time, to submit a more competitive offer. The list goes on and on. So as an agent, you really should have a good idea of what conforming loan limits are and a good understanding of that if you want to be at the top of your game. Now, going back to turn times, I do want to plug Own Home Loans a little bit. I know I try not to do that too much, but I do like to do it a little bit because right now we have same day underwriting approvals, same day conditions, and that's a pretty big deal. What does that mean for you and your buyers? Well, just to give you a couple examples, if you submit a contract, let's say over the weekend on Saturday, it gets accepted, we get that contract on Monday, we will probably have that file underwritten on Monday, that same day, which means we're gonna know everything that that buyer needs to close their loan. That's pretty big. Another example of that is maybe you have a self-employed buyer who doesn't have their act together. They need some kind of condition and you don't want to change a contract date or whatever, a loan term deadline, a closing deadline. Theoretically, we could potentially get that condition in the day of closing and clear it as a huge help to that buyer the day of closing, get docs to title company that same day. That's a big deal. That's something that not a lot of lenders can do. So I'm very proud of that. I want to plug that. And that is my very rapid update. And if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I'll wait and see if there's any questions, but
Thank you.
thank you. And please plug it, Amir. I think there's people still who are, I know there's people in our company and there's new people who have just joined and people have come back that don't know who you and I are with Own Home Loans. And so I'm always the one who's always saying that this is our, plug us. Who are you? Who's Own Home Loans? And how are we affiliated with you and me?
Yeah. Are you asking me that?
Yes,
Am I answering that question?
Do a plug because like I said, not everybody knows that we own this company and that
so Own Home Loans is your mortgage company, Equity Colorado. We are an in-house lender. I think Sunday is the 15th. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at my calendar, but Sunday is going to be our 1-year anniversary. So of being in business. And I am, as Todd will probably tell you, incredibly modest. I don't like really plugging myself or a company or good things we do. That's just how I grew up and who I am. But, if you want to know about what people think about us, in an unbiased manner, you could just go to our Google reviews. I don't know how many we have at this point. I think it's like 18, 19, something like that, which is not all of our clients, but it's a few of them. And their experiences, I think, can shed a lot of light on the way we like to do business, why people enjoy using us and things like that. So so we are the in-house lender for Equity Colorado. And we are always available. We are always here to communicate in the best manner possible, whether that's late at night on a weeknight or early in the morning on a weekend, whatever it may be. We deeply understand how agents run their business and what's important. And I think Todd and Stacy can vouch for that because they've seen several buyers use us And that's a huge piece of how we do business. So that's my quick plug, and hopefully I answered
done.
that question.
Yeah, well done. Yes,
Thank
but it is our company. This is not a corporate entity. It is
Mm-mm.
the two of us.
Yeah,
We've got a
yeah,
partner, and that's, there's 3 owners, and that's it. This is not equity corporate or some
and
weird
that's a
entity
big deal
running
because
it.
we have a lot of flexibility in the things we can do. We're not tied to a large corporation. We don't have a lot of red tape that we have to go through to get loans done, to accommodate buyers. A lot of those things are absent from our business model. And that has led to a lot of the success that we've had so far.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to celebrate this weekend, our 1 year.
Yes,
and,
yes, we
it's
should.
been
We
a
should do
good year.
something.
Done an amazing job. Obviously, I am not doing the loans, people. I'm just a partner here.
Amir is the
Amir
workhorse.
is the workhorse and does an amazing job.
And thank you, equity agents, for all your support. You guys have
Yes.
really embraced him,
Yes.
and been great with referrals, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, and if
tremendously.
you haven't used him, give him a shot. But we're here as just a resource. If you just need a question, you've got a lending question, call us. That is really the number one reason I wanted to do this, is I want to be able to have the right answers. That's it, the right answers. And
regardless of who you're working
that's it. Yeah. So Vicki, thank you. I really appreciate how Amir is always willing to answer questions, whether or not he's doing the loan for my clients.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vicki. Truly, that is the number one thing. Then, of course, we want to do your loans and show you that we're doing an amazing job, and make your clients, advocates of you, because when your lender does a great job, it makes you look great. When the lender does a bad job, whether or not it's your lender, it makes us look bad as agents. And I don't like that, and I can't help you guys when you're using another lender out there and you call me up and say, this is going south and what can you do? I can't do anything. Here, I can do something. But luckily we haven't had to. We're really working hard. So anyway, thanks again for your time.
I just want to piggyback on that very quickly, which is don't be afraid to call if you just want help, need advice, or extra input, or an additional opinion on anything lending related. I actually enjoy those calls. I think Vicki's comments a testament to that. So don't be shy. I do not mind doing that. I actually enjoy it. It's weird, but I do. So definitely reach out. I love giving my input on really anything. You don't need to be sending us a deal to have me chime in and try to help guide you on the best direction on what to do in the situation.
Awesome. Thanks, Amir. We got your contact information up there. Jot it down, write it down, call us if you guys need it. But again, we're just a resource. Thanks for your time, Amir. I know you got loans to close, and we'll chat a bit later.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to go back now, guys, and the 2021 contract changes.
So the good news is there were no changes to any of the exclusive right to buy contracts for land, for commercial, for residential. So your contract that you write for your buyers did not change, which is awesome, because if you have to go through and relearn those, the listing agreement did not change. The buyer's agency agreement did not change either. So we have 3 updates to the contracts. The first one I'm not even going to talk about. It's the brokerage duty addendum to property management. We don't do property management, so it doesn't apply to us. The brokerage duties disclosure to seller, I am going to briefly talk about that, as well as the post-closing occupancy agreement. The only new contracts that we got this year are for manufactured home sales when real estate is not attached. So when they are leasing a space in, say, a mobile home park, which we do not allow at equity.
And I was just reading a message from Marcia
Waters over at Dora.
And I need to call and get a little more detail, because their email that they just sent out was a little bit confusing, because I think people thought that this manufacturer contract that's coming out is so you can just go sell manufactured homes that are not part of any property. It's just like personal property. In reading in this, it sounds like you can sell that if you're also selling the real estate separate from the manufactured home. It sounded confusing, like, no, you don't just get to go sell a car. You don't just get to go sell manufactured home. You have to be selling the car or the manufactured home and the lot, but to different, I need to get some more in depth because it might not even apply to anybody that's really thinking what they thought this was going to be. With all that said, I'm not allowing it anyway.
Yeah.
Because regardless of either scenario,
manufactured homes without land are personal property.
Yeah.
They are not real estate.
And they do not fall under E&O. And I'm sorry, even though these are $20,000 deals or $50,000 deals and tiny, and you're helping somebody and being nice, we have a lawsuit in Utah over a manufactured home that was being sold as personal property. They waived their right to have anything to do with equity, and they pulled in equity because the agent works for equity. And now we're being sued, and it won't fall under our E&O insurance. All this for being nice to somebody and helping them out. So I will not allow it in either method, but I want to find out that I'm thinking we're all even misinformed thinking of what this is going to allow some people to do.
So refer that business out.
Refer
There
it
are
out.
real estate agents that
Yes.
specialize in these, that have the proper network for them. We are not educated in that arena. So if you call and you have questions, one, we're going to tell you can't do it. E&O doesn't cover it, but we don't have the knowledge to support you on that. But those are the only new contracts that we got, were the contract to buy and sell for manufactured homes, the addendum, the amend, extend, and the counter proposal. So we don't even have to cover any of those because they don't apply. So let's jump into the two that do apply. The first one we're going to talk about is the post-closing occupancy agreement. They made some really nice changes to this form. This form isn't for use until 2021. It will pop up onto CTM and to .loop on January 1st. The way you know that you're utilizing the correct form is look at the top. I have it highlighted in yellow. It says mandatory 1-21. Occasionally, these forms don't auto-populate in all areas like we hope. So double check anytime you open the post-closing occupancy for the first couple of weeks of the year. Make sure you've got the addition that says 1-21 on it. So the most significant changes to this agreement I've highlighted in yellow. What you're going to see is they created subjects at the that follows each number. So previously it was number 1. This post-closing occupancy agreement is entered in between seller and buyer. They now have titled it parties and property. So you can at a glance go through this agreement and you can find different subject pieces based upon the heading. So number 2 is the agreement section. Number 3 is the possession section. Really the biggest change that they made to the possession section is that the seller may cause an early termination. They added in that language. Maintenance, there were a couple tweaks to some wording. The biggest one is they added in that the property has to be maintained, and if such items were functioning and working properly on the date of closing.
That's
so
good.
The seller doesn't have to fix something that wasn't already working when the home went on the market, because that's actually something that came up.
We're seeing people who didn't get something in the inspection resolution now try and keep people's security deposit to fix these things that weren't working in the first place, but now they're trying to keep their security deposit. And that is not what you're allowed to do here.
Yeah. So also under maintenance, they clarified that the seller needs to engage in snow removal, lawn care, and make sure that if there are any improvements that are requiring maintenance, they communicate that to the buyer. The section number 5, damages to the property. They made a couple tweaks and changes there. During the term at the seller's sole expense, they will keep the improvements of any personal property, any personal property on the property owned by the buyer in the same condition and repair it as of the date of closing. Normal wear and tear accepted. Yes.
Yes.
The other language that they added in here is they had the word visitors. So sellers and their family or visitors, they changed it to invitees. So I don't know, visitors, invitees. That was
I'm sure
kind
they
of a-
spent an hour figuring that one
kind
out.
of an interesting little tweak. But again, they added in a buyer access subject line, restoration subject line, rent subject line. Page 2 is going to be the biggest change that I really want to show you guys. So I'm going to jump down to number 13. And they added in that the seller's renter insurance policy, they will not only cover the renter's policy and supply the buyer of evidence, but the seller agrees to, and here's the new language, reimburse buyer for buyer's reasonable attorney fees. So if there's anything that occurs with the property, you're now going to be subject to attorney fees as well. So that was a pretty big change.
What that really does is keeps you guys from getting an attorney and makes you guys work these things out.
Yeah.
Because the seller's going to be responsible for those fees. So they don't want you playing games. Work it out. If he's responsible, he's responsible. She's responsible. The seller is the person who's living in there.
Yep.
Make it right.
Make it right. So the one change that occurred that I am most in favor of is under section 15, security deposits. We used to have 2 boxes that could be checked. The buyer keeps the security deposit, or there was a blank line. You could write title company, listing agent, buyer's attorney, seller's attorney. They took that out, primarily because title companies
They don't want to hold it.
were getting
Yeah.
stuck with a security deposit, and then there's a dispute, and then they're the third party caught in the middle. So now the buyer is the one that holds that security deposit, and there is no room to negotiate and put in there that anybody else will hold that security deposit. I
Which
love
makes total sense. This is, if you rent a property out, who keeps the security deposit?
that. The landlord,
The landlord. Who's the landlord in this instance?
the buyer.
The buyer, who's now the new owner. They should have your money. And yeah, so that makes total sense.
So yeah, I love that change.
We had people that were holding checks and not even depositing it anywhere. And the check was just being held and not cash. You want to cash these checks. I mean,
So yeah, make
Yeah.
sure when your buyer holds a security deposit, they cash that check, because if there's damages to the property and the check bounces or the seller cancels the check, you have no recourse other than duking it out. And that can be a little tricky.
yeah,
So
cash deposit the money. Yeah.
yes. And then they have 30 days to refund that check after departure.
Right.
So this form doesn't really apply to the majority of transactions. So I'm going to give you a 2-minute snippet. This is the brokerage duty disclosure to seller. And I think there's a lot of confusion because I've actually seen this come through in your listing packets. This form is only utilized for REO properties. REO are real estate owned. They're the properties that are in default, that go to foreclosure auction, that don't sell at foreclosure auction, and the bank buys them back because the outstanding debt is so high. These are the ones that pop up in the MLS as bank-owned properties. Now, these bank-owned properties, the banks have their own listing agreement. And if you're one of those fortunate realtors to network your way into one of the REO companies and become a listing agent, this disclosure needs to attach to their listing agreement. Their listing agreement is a universal agreement that can be used in any state. And so we need the Colorado disclosures placed into that listing agreement. DORA is very specific, and the Real Estate Commission is very specific that we have to outline source of water, that we have to do lead-based paint, that we have to have brokerage duties outlined. So the significant changes to this particular form were section 3.3.1.1. It now matches our exclusive right to buy listing contract and our exclusive right to sell listing contract. The biggest change for this one is under 6.2.1. It just notifies the bank that if they know any material facts about the property, they have to disclose that. And it now adds a checkbox on whether they agree to make those disclosures in writing. Because regardless of whether they agree to do them in writing or not, they verbally still have to disclose them. So in a nutshell, those are the only forms that changed that could potentially be utilized. That post-closing occupancy agreement is the one you guys are going to be using most frequently, but I wanted you to be aware of this one as well. So
Awesome.
you've got your 101 contracts course.
Armed and dangerous.
Armed and dangerous.
So we have a few minutes left here. Keep this under our 11:15 time. But Paul, we have some updates to REColorado Mobile App, and you were going to share those with us.
Yes, sir. I will be brief. I just want to quickly highlight while I'm sharing my screen. Out of all of the apps that are out there for real estate, the REColorado app is the app that I keep coming back to. It's just so easy to search for homes. Bear with me while I pull this up. And it's client facing and agent facing. So I wanted to highlight that. You guys can share and brand this REColorado app and send it to your clients, and they can search for everything under you. So Todd, do we have enough time to show this 3-minute video
do,
from
yeah.
Maggie?
No, we're good.
Perfect. I'm going to get going on it. Maggie, our business relationship manager over at REColorado, put a nice little video together for us highlighting the changes. So we'll dive into it.
Hey there, Equity Colorado. This is Maggie Andrews, your business relationship manager at REColorado. I wanted to give you a quick update on the brand new REColorado app. If you've forgotten for some reason, we launched the REColorado app earlier this spring, although it's been so busy. So we want to give you a quick refresher, especially because there are some brand new marketing tools that are available for you, the broker. So as a reminder, the REColorado app is available to both brokers and your clients, and it's completely free of charge. I want to give you a quick update on some of the features that are available within the app so that you can work more efficiently on the go. The first is being able to search for listings quickly. You can use a map search or a more customized advanced search using the filters that are available to you with all of the information right from the MLS. You can also schedule showings on the go. So if your client changes their mind on what they're looking for in a new home, you can quickly set up a showing on a nearby property using the showing time, showing request, or contact the listing agent directly to ask any questions. One of the great features of the REColorado app is the ability for you to brand it to yourself and to your brokerage office. So Equity Colorado has its own preset branding within the REColorado app. You'll want to look for that presets icon on the right-hand side. And this is where you can put in all of your information on your brokerage, logo, and accent colors. And then what's great is when you share the app with your clients, either through text message or email, or you can post this custom URL right to your social media pages, your contacts see all of your contact information and brokerage information as well. Don't forget that you can also contact and chat with your clients. You can send information back and forth on listings, quickly see which properties they're favoriting or marketing as a possibility. You can also see the frequency of how often they're visiting the REColorado app. Now, here's the big new change at REColorado is broker to client marketing tools. And you'll use these, let's say you don't know how to market the REColorado app or how to explain it to your clients. Well, we have all of the resources available to you. You want to check out the REColorado Connect dashboard, and this is where you'll look for the REColorado app icon. From here, this will open up a whole web page of resources available to you. You'll have various training and resources, frequently asked questions, and of course on the far right is where you will look for marketing. And this opens up a full toolkit of marketing resources that you can share with your clients, a printable flyer on how to download and use the REColorado app, an email template to share the app with your contacts, as well as various images and resources that you can share on social media to get your clients to download the app as well. If you have questions on how to use the app, don't fear, we've got you covered. The REColorado training team has put together a wonderful training webinar, and you'll want to look for the title, Stay Connected with the REColorado app. This is available as a live webinar and as a recorded webinar. And as always, our training team and customer care team are available to you to answer any specific questions you may have regarding the REColorado app or anything else related to the products and services available to you. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
So yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, that thing's cool.
again, it's just so seamless. There are so many apps, and they've really condensed all the best features of REColorado, and they've put it right on your phone. So that's my plug. I love it. I use it all the time, and you guys should use it too.
Awesome.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate
Of
that.
course.
So let's see here, getting close to,
Yeah, we've got just a couple more announcements.
I did a mirror. Last quick updates, don't forget to complete your 2020.
So if you did not take your annual commission update course for this year, you have to take it every single year.
And yes, this is mandatory. We had a couple of
Mandatory.
agents saying this. Yes, mandatory.
It's not an equity
Every year.
requirement. It's
Every year.
a state requirement.
Yes.
So if you have not taken that course, you better get it in. There's 4 online courses being offered at Smedra, 1 in a couple of days next week, and then 3 in December. It is free for Smedra members, $50 for others. There are other ways that you can get them online as well, but mark your calendars, get this on there. If you have not taken the class, you have to do it by December 31st.
Quick note for anyone who activated their license this year, you are exempt from CE for this first period. So say you activated your license 2 months ago. When you renew in December of this year, that's when you're going to want to start your annual commission update. And I did confirm that with Dora. I just wanted to mention that because there are new licensees watching with us.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you, Paul. So even though we are not having a holiday gathering this year, Smedra is still doing their annual toy drive, and we really want to be in support of that. They're doing a drive-through parade of trees. So we will not be having drop boxes at various offices and locations. Instead, you will drive your toy over to Smedra, deliver that, and then you get to drive through their parade of trees, which are trees that are decorated and donated by various realtors. But please do continue to support. I know charities are going to be hurting a little bit more this year because we don't have as many events collectively where we can get these things over to Smedra. But again, we've got the list of all the different items you can donate, unwrapped gifts, gift cards, cash donations, and then they are doing a drawing for the trees. You can win one of those trees and take it home. So
yeah, real nice. And you can see that, unwrapped gifts, gift cards, cash. We're going to actually just go on to Amazon, and we're just going to buy stuff on Amazon and have
it
shipped.
shipped.
I mean, that's just, otherwise the time's going to go by. We're not going to get around to it. It's not as exciting for us because we don't get to go in there and have our coffee and hang out. So yeah, we're going to go on Amazon and order a couple $100 worth of gifts and ship them.
Have them shipped. And do be mindful, it's not just toys. We are looking for adolescent gifts as well. So sweaters, scarves, books, magazines,
Yeah, the list
clothing.
is there. Yep.
So yeah, take a look at that stuff.
So award winners. Look at this
The list
list.
keeps getting bigger.
This is the month of October. Again, another record month. It has been a record July, August, September, October. Amazing. Look who's the top salesperson. Top sales volume.
That was unexpected.
How did you do that? Yeah.
It's a year to stay in touch with past clients. And I will tell you, just some phone calls here and there, it has been very fruitful for me in a very unexpected way.
So yeah, just 3 transactions, but 2.7 million in congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Eileen Kitko with 6 transactions.
6
Those
transactions.
transactions. I mean, 6 in 1 month.
That's crazy.
That's the average that an agent does in a year. She did it last month. Lori Sanders, 5 transactions. Mark Baker, 4. Becky Goldsmith, 4. Stephanie Fellhauer, 4. Brooke Van Havermaet, 4. Kara Hoherd, 3 transactions.
And a shout out to Kara. She had some very high volume transactions as well.
Oh, did she?
So of those 3, she was nipping at my heels.
Oh, that's right. I think Paul said
Yeah.
you guys were off like by 100,000 or something like that.
She did a phenomenal job.
Very close.
Yeah, Don Cassidy, 3 transactions. Congratulations. Will Davis, 3. Jennifer Casey, 3. Caitlin Tran, 3. Mario Lombardi, 3. Kathy Harder, 3. Anna Nalani, 3. Eric Stockin, 3. Bobby Barajas, 3. Pam Bellier, 3. Bill Owens, and the rest are at 2. So over half did more than what you need to do
To
to be a
qualify.
power professional. So that's amazing. That the rest are power pros at 2. Bill Owen, Diane Levy, Andy Henningsen, Maggie Smith, Tanya Brown, Susan Huck, Rocio Cantelli, Vicky Opapari, Karina Podensny, Larry Clark, Diane Mueller, Christy Oliva, and Kevin Tiffin. Congratulations, guys.
Everybody.
That's just awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Big round of applause.
big shout out. That's like a list that we would have in June. And that many people doing that well. And that's what we said earlier.
Mhm.
Yes, this has been a difficult year, but it's also been a very fruitful year for so many in
Mhm.
our industry. We are very lucky to be in the industry that we are in and for it to be doing as well as it is.
And to be helping people achieve the dream of home ownership and getting into space that can accommodate their family. And it's a very, very, very nice industry to be
Super
in.
proud of you guys. Super proud. Just
Good job.
fun. Yeah, it's just that's fun.
All right.
Oh, back up a few quick Power Pros. We'll get your certificates off to you, as you know, and of course,
Yeah, that way you can post them on social media.
yeah. Please let people know that you're out there and you're helping people. If you have new listings or coming soon listings, put them here on Facebook.
Yeah.
Post in there. A lot of people did that last month. I loved it. It was awesome. So
Yeah, add
do it
links,
again.
share
Yeah.
your new listings and coming soon. Inventory is so tight right now. So yeah, if you've got something coming up or something that just hit the market, let us all know about it.
Definitely. I did walk into Stacy's
Oh.
office. Let's see.
I had it on my desk.
Yeah,
Huh?
that was, it was on her desk, and she loves
Crossing things
crossing
off.
things off.
Oh, it's such a
Yeah, so
the
yeah, she
accomplishment.
move forward, use this. And I always think this is the first thing you guys, I mean, we gave you so much good information, I hope.
probably
Download
too
this first and then go back and watch the video again. We're going to save it. We'll post it. It'll be on Facebook or on YouTube, and start writing down the things that we mentioned. And I mean, including the app. That was one that wasn't on our top 10.
No.
Learn that app. There's so much you can be doing to grow your business and make this an amazing 2021 and enjoy your season of hope.
And before we forget,
Oh,
happy Thanksgiving.
yes. Happy Thanksgiving. My gosh, that's like 2 weeks
away.
away.
So,
Yeah. Have
yeah.
a wonderful Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Don't eat too much, but
But
more
you
than
know.
normal. Yeah. But splurge.
All right. Reach out to us if you need us. We're on the support line.
Yeah.
Happy to help. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks
this
for
morning.
being on. Yeah. Take care.
Good to see you, everybody. Take care. We'll see you.